Hi there, and welcome to the Curious Collective podcast, conversations designed for the conscious community to bring awareness to those holistic practices to help us live our best life. So tap into the wisdom and knowledge of our guests to heal, transform, and live as your true soulful self. Today, everyone, we have our last podcast episode of the season 1. We started back in February 22nd of the 2nd, 22. And we've consistently run an episode each week. It's been amazing. There's been some phenomenal guests on the podcast, which I am extremely grateful for, and so many amazing guests lined up for next season. Today, for episode 40, you get me, Kate Chisholm, and we are tapping into the Chakra Series. So far, we've done the root chakra, Muladhara, we've done sacral, Svadhisthana, and now today we're going to tap into Manipura, which is your solar plexus chakra. So this chakra or energy center is located just under the ribs, sort of through the center of the body or the core of the body. And this one here is amazing. It's your fire center, your yang, your masculine, the driving force of will in your life. I am. Yeah, that power center. So what I'm going to do for those that are watching the YouTube version of this, you will have visuals as well to share, to look at as I talk. But those just listening in, take in what you need and leave what you don't. But we're going to learn all about solar plexus. So our solar plexus is our fire center. So elemental symbology for this chakra is fire, so heat and energy, the body's internal sun or fire that ignite within. So sometimes if you're feeling really like low self-worth, not much drive to do anything in life, really just like meh, is because that internal fire of yours isn't sparked, it isn't lit, or it might just be, if you picture, when you first put a flame on, or if a candle's been on for a long time and it's right burnt to the bottom and it's just this little flicker. Sometimes that's what's going on within that solar plexus. And we just want to whoosh it up and get this beautiful, warm flame happening within. So the Sanskrit word for solar plexus is Manipura, which means city of jewels. So if you picture a jewel or a sun shining out from in under your chest there, in where your ribs are, just beaming out into the world, this is your internal jewel, your internal fire center. The color for this chakra is yellow. So if you want to work on solar plexus, you might bring more yellow into your life. So wear yellow, have yellow as your screensaver, carry around yellow crystals, wear, yellow underpants, some things like that, just to bring more yellow into your life, yellow flowers in the garden, things like that, buy yellow things. The traditional symbology of the solar plexus, if you were to look at the symbol, is the 10 petal lotus. So these are the 10 pranas, the fire in the center, and the emphasis towards invisible endurance. So this is your inner endurance, your inner fire, your inner flame. So the power words to this chakra are personal power, sense of self and will. So the challenges we might face in the solar plexus include, following in the footsteps of others, perhaps being afraid to innovate or be free or make our own decisions, thinking that we need to rely on other people, letting our boundaries down and taking too much influence in from others when, what we actually need and know, and that's driven up through the root chakra and the sacral, is what we need to bring into this world, but we're just listening to what everyone else says and doing what they say. When our right to act is restricted, our willpower is weakened, and our vitality and our life, I'll use another sound again, our zhuzh in life it's decreased, it's diminished. So if we're denied in this chakra, in this energy center, if it's not strengthened, the solar plexus, you can't shake off fears of rejection, of criticism, You can't stand apart from others, and you can't create your own unique identity. So this chakra is all around your authority, your identity. What am I here to do? How am I going to bring this into the world? Where are my boundaries in this? Like, what am I willing to accept? What am I not willing to accept in order to step into this innate power that is within me, this innate fire, this drive, this will? For some people, it's hard to tap into that. It's hard to light that fire, and that can be for a myriad of reasons. So some of the expressions within this chakra are, like I said before, our personal power and our vitality. Our gut instincts are just that knowing that someone asks you something, you're like, yes, I know that. That feels good. Or no, not doing that. Our ego sits here, our sense of self, and our ability to get things done. That's that drive, that will. So anatomically within the body, the solar plexus relates to our stomach, our digestive organs, our upper intestines, our upper back, our liver, pancreas, and gallbladder. So lots of detoxifying organs there. So, this relates to holding on to control issues, holding on to stuff we no longer need, that no longer serves us. So are we holding on to this, or do we want to detox this stuff out of our life to create spaciousness in order to step into our power, in order to step into who we're here to be in this life? So all's related to that core power, that choice of who we are and what we're here to do. Let's look at overactive, excessive chakra or power energy within the center, and then we'll look at underactive or deficient. So overactive, so too much energy in the solar plexus. So psychologically, this can manifest as anger, control issues. You could be quite stubborn, might be manipulative, working a situation to get what it is that you want out of that. Inability to compromise. So just like, no, it's black and white, my way or the highway. Some might have some arrogance around particular things, excessive competition. My kids sometimes have this, like I'll say something to one of them like, oh, that's amazing drawing. And the other one's like, what about my drawing? My drawing's better. It's like, or the other day they weren't feeling very well. And one of them was like, oh, I feel so sick. And the other was like, I'm sicker. So could you drop the competition? It's not a competition. You might have a lack of sensitivity if you're excessive in the solar plexus. So like, oh yeah, whatever, oh, you're sick, get over it, harden up type, approach. And also narcissism sits within the solar plexus. So narcissistic traits towards others, really getting a lot of joy out of seeing others suffering. So physically within the body, this might present as hypertension, so like high blood pressure, stress, like excessive stress. Mentally may not feel stressed, but the body is actually super stressed. So this could be like anxious feelings, tight muscles, holding, control issues like sore knees, achy knees is control issues, sore through the shoulders, like controlling and holding too much responsibility and things like that. Muscle spasms, ulcers, sometimes insomnia due to excess energy, like too much just coming in, like overload of energy, and excessive, exercise addiction. So can be just like obsessed with going to the gym, needing to look and be a particular way, or having a strict routine, which is not serving you. Yeah, you can have healthy routines and cultivate healthy boundaries for self, but then there's like going past that line, right? So that's overactive. Let's flip that and look at underactive. So psychologically, this can present as low self-esteem, lack of willpower, the inability to accomplish things. You've got all these ideas in the world, but just maybe start a few, but never really getting through them, or getting that creation out into the world. Can be quite unreliable. Yeah, I'll be there Tuesday. I'll make sure of it. Not there Tuesday. Victim mentality. That's self-explanatory, really. But oh, that's because this was done to me. Oh, that's because this happened, because this person said this, and that's why I feel this way. blaming, so not taking self-responsibility for things that are going on, and if they're feeling a particular way, maybe blaming someone else for making them feel that way. Blaming sits within underactive solar plexus as well. Physically within the body, this can be sluggishness, not wanting to get out of bed, not wanting to do adulting or life, really low energy, low appetite, like don't even feel like cooking or making you anything because it just requires effort that you just don't have the energy to do. Poor liver function. So if you've heard of sluggish liver, your liver's like your second brain. There's so much that can go on when you have a sluggish liver. It's like, the water streaming through a river, all flowing quite well. And then you come to a part of the river that's just like a stagnant pond, and all of your mosquitoes are breeding there, and there's some dirt caught on the top of the water, and it's just going around in a circle. If we have a sluggish liver, that's the energy just gets stuck there, and we're not able to detox physically, but also spiritually, emotionally as well from the body. We also it can be poor digestion, chronic fatigue, diabetes, feeling quite cold in the extremities, and having to wear a jumper when everyone else is like, it's so hot. Poor liver function, as I said, bad posture. So if we think about anatomically where the solar plexus is within the body, around the mid, it can be like slouching and really crunching down into that solar plexus. We're wanting to open that up and breathe into that area. And we can have a weak middle back. So like you might have spinal injuries, and they're all around that sort of middle back area, or you get tight and tense through that middle back area. Can be to do with the solar plexus chakra. And stiff muscles. So yes, that one sits in underactive as well. Let's take a nice deep breath, and we'll talk about the balance. So breathing in through your nose down to your belly, and release it out. When we are balanced through our solar plexus chakra, we feel empowered and confident in life, feel calm in self. We have respect for ourselves and for others, a really healthy ego, and a good awareness around when ego is creeping in. We feel spontaneous, and we're able to adapt to change quite easily, quite self-disciplined. So we might have routine and structure in our lives, not excessive, but really knowing what our left and right of arc is, or what we can and can't do, what we do and not want to do in life, and feel really good about that. And we've cultivated that healthy boundaries for ourselves. Yes, please, more balanced solar plexus. All right, what are some ways that we can balance out our solar plexus? We can do some I am affirmations. They're really amazing. You can Google those. There's so many, like I am strong. I am willing and capable to do whatever I choose in this life. I am beautiful. Looking in the mirror, I am enough. So many people strive to do things to prove to themselves and to others that they are worthy of this life, or that they are smart, or that they are beautiful, or that they can do XYZ. You're already enough. You were born enough. You were born worthy of all that you're able to receive. So you don't actually need to do all the things to prove that to anyone or yourself. So finding where that sits in your body, that I am enough affirmation, can be very powerful. Breaking routine is something really cool to do, like not sticking to those rigid structures and routines of day in, day out, same thing, Groundhog Day. Just like mix it up, be spontaneous. For some that haven't done that for a while, if you've got like a military or emergency services background, can be quite tricky, but bring it in. It's really quite fun. Releasing laughter. Yeah, laughter, hanging out with a friend that's really funny, watching some comedy, watching a funny movie. That's to release that seriousness from the life. Self-care and self-love affirmations are really good. Going out in the sun or feeling the sun's warm rays permeate your skin, beautiful. You can watch the fire, watch the flames in a fire. So if you were to stop and breathe and watch the flames in a fire, you'll notice that as the flame flickers and moves, it never moves in the same way. It's always different. And spontaneous and flowing, and it's stronger, it's dimmer, it's not ever just in that rigid structure. It's free, and you can be too. Some mantras that you can do: I am strong and powerful. I believe in and celebrate myself. I can accomplish and complete anything. I release control. So there is a song, if you go into Spotify or Apple Music, wherever it is that you listen to your music, and you type in I release control, there is a song in there that you can listen to, and it's like a mantra, and it repeats it over and over. And say that to yourself, sing that to yourself, and just allow your body to receive that, because so many of us try to control what goes on in our life, what our children are doing, what our partners are doing, what's happening in our work situations. When we learn to release that control and be the observer and watch and receive what else is to come in when you have released control, magic can really start to happen in your life. So give that one a go. Some activities of fire breathing. Google that. It's amazing. It's a yogic breathwork technique that's around releasing excess energy from the body. It's quite powerful. Going out in the sun, as I mentioned. Core strength activity. So exercise is really fantastic for the solar plexus. I'm talking like your resistance weight training, really strengthening through the core, your Pilates, some yogic Ashtanga and things that really require a lot of core strength to flow through and participate in those exercises. Martial arts is fantastic for solar plexus because it's a released and controlled form of releasing aggression. Power walking is really great, and self-care, just really putting in the time to look after yourself, to step up to the plate for your own needs. And that, again, is that cultivating healthy boundaries piece. If you're into aromatherapy, some essential oils that are fantastic for the solar plexus are your warm and spicy oils, your strengthening your psyche. Sharp, zesty citruses are also great. So let's think of oils like cardamom and black pepper, cypress, ginger is the oil of empowerment. We've got juniper berries, the oil of the night. Petite grain lemon, the oil of focus, because we want to focus in our solar plexus and bring that will, bring that drive that's coming up through the earthly chakras into fruition. We've got rosemary and tea tree, energetic boundaries. Big one, boundaries sits definitely in the solar plexus. So if you're working on your boundaries, do some solar plexus work. Some crystals you might like to work with could be citrine. It's a beautiful yellow colored crystal, the crystal of abundance, a gold tiger's eye, and then you've got your orange and yellow calcite, which are another good crystals. Sound for the solar plexus is Ram, which is RAM. You can look up that mantra. Songs with the note E, or just feel good music, just to make you feel good in your body, to make you, sometimes the power ballads are really good, the ones they play for things like the Olympics, or, big powerful movies where teams are winning the national grand championships of things. But sing it to yourself. Yeah, you're winning in life, you're succeeding, you're stepping into your power, you're taking your life back. The beautiful Shan from Kaya Flow has given us 3 yoga moves only. There's like so many, but 3 moves in particular that you could bring into your daily practice to help to strengthen your solar plexus. And the 3 that she's gifted us are the lying or seated spinal twist, the plank pose, so just being in plank, really switching on the core and breathing down through the body from the tip of the skull all the way down to the heels as you're in a nice straight line with the core locked in nice and tight. And then also your warrior poses. So if you will look up, there's warrior 1, 2, and 3, looking those up and bringing a little bit more of those into your practice. So today I've shared with you some amazing ways that you can support your solar plexus, some of the ways that might present within the body psychologically, physically, when your solar plexus is either overactive or underactive, and also what it feels like to have a balanced solar plexus. So if you want to find out what's going on within your energy field and you want an aura analysis and chakra scan, reach out to me and I will run one for you. I use this amazing little device here that's called a Healy, which is a wearable technology, German made. What it does is it analyzes your auric field to tell me what's going on within your subtle energy. And it'll give you a graphical representation of what's going on within your main 7 chakras. But what it will also do is tell you what's going on within your lower 3, and it will analyze further and give you a report to give you some awareness around ways that you could possibly do some activities or use some oils or crystals or meditations or anything like that to bring balance to those particular energy centers within your body. It's really fun to explore. I love working with energy. I love working with people that are curious about working with their energy. So if that's something that interests you, please reach out. And I hope that you have learned something today at Manipura Solar Plexus Chakra. Thank you, listeners. Bye.